Hi everyone, this is Kenzie. Big freaking announcement. I graduated a while ago, and as a result, I can focus on bigger and better things to distract myself from impending existential dread. Also, I'm in the process of creating a Discord for the channel. If you're subscribed to me, you'll see the link to the Discord in my community tab when it's finished. If you're not subscribed to me, well then, get to it. But now, to the real big meat. If you're new here, this video is kind of a soft sequel to the last video I made where I talked about my first experience with SD Gundam G Generation Crossrays. I highly recommend you all watch that video first before this one. It'll tickle your funny bone and really tie this video together. But for now, Super Robot Wars T. How'd I feel about it? I'm not telling you till later. For now though, let's get a little nuts. This is Super Robot Wars T. So this game starts off with a banger. Like literally this introduction made me hyped as shit to get ready to read the end user license agreement, and the presentation is also much cooler than what I experienced previously. In Crossrays, the menu is just a basic menu to get you from point A to point B, but in this game, this menu takes place in space, which is much better aesthetically and makes it much more interesting to get from point A to point B by. See what I did there? The first thing I looked at was the library. When I start on a game for the first time, for some reason I just can't play the damn game. I want to fully immerse myself in what this game is trying to show me, and for a demo, this is a lot of stuff to bite into. You have descriptions of characters, the different types of mechs that are displayed in the game, and even the series that are displayed have their own options as well. Unfortunately, they don't let you select the first few options, but I can say that as far as these types of games go, I can assume what they hold, so no hard feelings there. They do let you venture into the series introductions, however, and while I knew that Cowboy Bebop was featured, I also saw the familiar Gundam series and Gunbuster. I know nothing about the mechas outside of Gundam, however, Gunbuster 2 has that amazing song Groovin's Magic, and therefore, I am a fan. Yes, my pool is that shallow. Not to mention the music. The music? It's so nice right here. Overall, the library serves its purpose well, and I can easily see fans of these different series being very happy with what they're given in the full game. Hell, just seeing G Gundam represented was enough for me to be happy. But now that we've covered the supplemental material, now it's time to put those books away and for me to get into the raw thoughts. For you all to know how I felt, we need to start from the beginning. Let's jump into that story. The first thing I'll say is that I much prefer linear narratives over choosing from multiple smaller stories. It helps to keep me focused and overall makes more sense to me. And this game is a linear narrative with a character for you to play as that you can set as male or female. Naturally, I went with the girl because guys aren't canon, and her name is apparently supposed to be Sagiri Sakurai. My first reaction was, and yeah. You saw this coming. And my nickname, of course, is Ken's Pins. My birthday is blah blah blah, and blood type is let's get it. Okay, so I'm not even gonna front. I had a hard time following the lore dump right here. It didn't bother me or anything, I just couldn't really have an opinion on anything I heard. But as soon as characters started popping up, Jesus! Best girl has been spotted. My mind will not be changed. I repeat, my mind will not be changed. You play as Joanna Dark in the VTS Weapon Test Facility. You are the manager of Special Section 3. From what I could gather, this is effectively where they kick people to from other sections, almost like a permanent detention. I won't say this is a ragtag group like in the last game with the trash people, because while they are your team members and while you are their manager, they don't know you. So I wanted to make a little bit of a clarification. When I said that they don't know you, it's very obvious that they know you in some regard because the dialogue directly is stating, as y'all are looking at it, that they know you in some way. They just don't know you as a person that they've worked with, just what they've heard and rumors and whatnot. But I just wanted to clear that up just in case anyone wanted to put that in the comment section. They do know you, just not personally or as a working partner. Okay, back to the video. And they have their own thoughts about you as you come to discover throughout the introduction. And also, I won't discriminate, Hirosuke Amazaki is best daddy, and don't worry, there's always enough food on my table for everybody. Actually, all of these characters are pretty cool. Meryl is your short introductions type of person who doesn't really seem to be fond of taking shit, Ami's is the cute character that needs protecting, even though she's kinda defensive, and Rami Amazaki, who is Hirosuke's daughter and has secrets of her own. To be honest, I like this dynamic, where everyone has their own little quirks about them that become more relevant later on. Not much of the dialogue is wasted here. I was enthralled the whole time just getting to know these characters, almost more than Joanna herself. After a bit more lip action from these characters, they get an alert which basically prompts the first battle, and this is where the presentation takes not a nosedive, but you know when a plane like slowly loses altitude? This environment is just ugly. I'm sorry, but this just doesn't look appealing to me. And Crossrays honestly has a lot to do with that. The color choices in Crossrays were much more vibrant whether they were in space or on land. Not to mention the details were also just a little more paid attention to. And Super Robot Wars T, this looks only slightly better than the early Disgaea games on the PS2, right down to the solid red movement panels. This just wasn't what I was expecting after the very detailed character sprites and the great introduction. It's not like this is a deal breaker or anything, these are just my thoughts immediately jumping into this right after Crossrays, which is in the same genre and was more appealing to the eye. But let's be real here, even I know that graphics barely matter in this game. It's about the action-packed gameplay sequences and the character interactions. So how is that? Fucking awesome! Literally, my first attack felt so good to do. The attack animations are sharply animated and done with sprites instead of grandiose 3D cutscenes, which I felt was much more appropriate and kept me in the action and made me want to watch every single one. The dialogue happening as text instead of feeling like a cutscene felt much more like I was playing a game instead of watching one. Not to mention, the dodge animation in this game is a huge vibe. More or less though, the game's flow of combat is the same as Crossrays. Yeah, it looks more complicated with all this talk of SR points and intuition, which I didn't really pay any attention to, but really, I made it through this battle just by pressing the fuck you button, which was serviceable, but a tiny bit of strategy would have been fine. Once again, can't really fault the first mission for this, since I'm fairly certain this was meant to introduce you to the gameplay, so yeah, let's just call this a comparative observation. Soon after you kill more units, this epic guy shows up. Because I didn't know who the hell this was, but I knew he wasn't of this world because the art style looks older than me, I googled him, and yes, this is a crossover guy from King of Brave's Gao Gai Gar, or as is said in the Nihon, Yusha o Gao Gai Ga, and that's pretty neat. I can appreciate having people from other works come into my battles and our characters are like, oh god, look, it's 2B from that Nirwana Hakalugi game! So yeah, all you King of Braves fans, I see you, and you are valid. I also saw all of their attack animations too. Every time an attack had a sick-ass name, I wanted to see it, and they never disappointed, not even once. They even retained their art styles from the show in the battle scenes, and they use old music from way back when. All of this tickled me pink, made me excited to see what new characters and references I'd get to see later on. After that battle completes, we get to see that Rami has a different hair color. I don't know exactly what that means for Rami, but apparently the Tyranado is involved in some way, her dad is the reason for it, and me seeing it is a problem. Either way, this marks the end of the first scenario and the end of the story section. I did want to go longer, but I didn't want to hit a part of the story that would have gotten cut short by the demo limit, which is up to chapter 3. I will just have to revisit this one when I get the full thing. Hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later, but we'll just have to see, won't we? Overall, this game is quite the enigma. It kept me involved for as long as I played it, and while I feel like I've experienced all of what I wanted out of Crossrays, this game right here leaves me wanting more. 3 chapters just isn't enough, man, come on. But as far as these 2 demos go, I'm glad I played both of them. Thanks for everyone that requested these 2. You all know who you are, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do next time, but as you all know, I'm always working. And that's all from me. Stay hydrated, stay safe, and most importantly, stay cute, you lovely wankers.